Okay. Let's see. Just hide that. And welcome to Temple Tuesday. We're gonna do this thing. Oops. Oops. Oh. So I'm just gonna wait a minute here and make sure this thing is actually happening. And I wanted to show you a couple of interesting things before I dive into making these pages that were requested today. The first is I'm going to show you, maybe I'm just going to get into one thing. I'm going to show you the idea that I posted in our group the other day regarding conditional light boxes on your page. I was thinking this would be a pretty cool way to engage your existing customers or people on your list that you either have or haven't bought. We've got Black Friday coming up. Maybe you want to offer your existing customers or your best customers a special offer, maybe a coupon code for a discount or a unique order page for your best customers. So I thought I would show you how you could do that using the tools that are built into Ontraport. This is Ontraforms. This is, as you know, Ontraforms is still version 2, so it's similar to Ontrapages, but it's not all drag and drop. You got to use the old system here, but you can still create some nice looking forms. This is a light box that we'll be creating, and so I'll show you how to do this. Maybe we will. Let's see, what do we do? Maybe we'll make a special offer. And we'll say, oops, love that. Banner 1, bold, and blue. What color was that? Yeah, something like that. Let's see, what color do I like? There we go. For our very best customers only. And then, let's see, we can get in here. There we go. Let's edit this and take off this image and say something like, let's see, actually, let's see, how is that? Use this one here. Special, let's see, thank you for being among our best customers. Here's a, whatever you want, discount coupon for 50% off. Anytime for the end of Black Friday, which is Tuesday, 22nd, 23rd, 11/23. Then say coupon code, and you would want to go to the system. You can do that if you want, but you know how to make coupon codes. The system would give you a code that you could use. I don't know what it would be. You can make it up yourself, right? 50% cookie love. So that is what you could do here, and we'll create this form. Let's see, save that. And 50% for best customers. And we'll save that. And now we publish this sucker. And what you'll see here is the options, the publishing options. You can have this, we want to make this an automatic light box. And you can select the position that it shows up in. This is the center, but you can make it show up anywhere on the page. And then you probably just want to display it after, a second or something, couple seconds, something like that. And let's see, can just keep showing that. And there you go. That's how you want this set up. So you just copy that to clipboard and close it and move on. So what you do now is you go to your page, your Ontraport page, and let's see, maybe we have a new landing page, or you just go to your normal Ontraport page, whatever it might be. Say we'll try, what is this? Prioritize leadership and grow faster. Which one should we use? How about we use this one? Decorati. So, all you do here is you just drop a, let's see, that's a good place. We can put it anywhere on the page. Maybe like right here, we'll drop a new block. It'll just be a skinny one. And then we'll drop a HTML, custom HTML in this zone, and we'll edit it. Take all this, cut it out, paste that code that we got from the forum publishing code, and click done. Now we'll go into this and we'll just kind of like make it small. And then we'll go to display settings and we'll just add a condition on this block. And the condition will be field is this value, and maybe you use the spent field, and it's greater than $1,000. So this will show for anybody who spent more than $1,000 with you, or $5,000, whatever it is that you want. So yeah, that's how you would do this. Done. And now that is going to work. However, so when you preview this thing, it's not going to show me that because, it is going to show it to me because I guess I have spent a bunch of money on this particular, they've got me tracked, whatever. Let's see, edit condition 1, make sure they got that right. Spent is greater than $5,000. Yeah. So, and then of course for customers that for whom spent is not greater than $5,000, that won't show up. And of course, you could do a whole series of these. You could put, multiple snippets of code in that lightbox there, or in that HTML element on that page. I'll just name that. This is my conditional lightbox. So we have that there, and boom, there it is. So I thought it was pretty interesting. There's a lot of different things you could do. You could obviously put a link in that form, so you could link them to a particular order page if you want to do that. Give them access to some new lesson or whatever it might be in your business. But there you go. That's an interesting idea to use for Black Friday or all sorts of different uses. Okay, moving on. There was some requests for some templates. The 3 that we got were this guy here. And this is there's a lot about this page that's very simple, and then some things about this page that are going to be challenging. This page is obviously hand coded and pretty tricky. For example, this guy here is a video, and it's not a sideways video. It's actually a video that you can open this video in a new tab and see how this was coded. It's actually a video that's kind of like a straight MP4 that stands up like that. That's kind of like put on autoplay, but it's also they use CSS to kind of tilt that thing and put it there. That's going to be outside of the capability of a normal page builder, including Ontraport. But what I would do is just make that into a GIF, and which is a simple process. There's actually there are if you just type MP4 to GIF, oops, I typed that wrong. MP4 to GIFs. There's a bunch of easy GIF. Convertio is pretty good, and Cloud Convert I've used. There's a bunch of these free services on there. You can turn that into a GIF pretty easily, and then just post that on your site. So yeah, the rest of this is really pretty simple. We can go through some of it if we want. This also is obviously custom coded, so you would use an HTML element here to make that. That's something your engineer would have to build for you. That sort of functionality. But the rest of this is really quite simple. Getting this button inside this field is again real custom kind of functionality. But we can make that round button with the green hover border and just put the button on the outside. I'll show you how to do all that. And yeah, so let's see. Put some of that together. A couple of other things. I mean, this is all really quite simple. So I hate to kind of waste too much time on it, but we'll do a little bit of this. And let's see. This was another suggestion. I'm not sure exactly. This is a very ugly page. And old and not mobile responsive. I'm not sure exactly what is exciting about this page, but maybe you want to make this this little banner thing here. You can see that this is not completely an image because I can hover over the text like this. So, but then you got to wonder like what's going on the sides. The way I figure that out is by clicking it and dragging, and I can see okay, that is an image there. And we've got another one there. So this is just a simple 3-column row with a background color here, and let's see. Yeah, 3-column border, background color, some text, and then these 2 images in the other columns. I'll show you how to do that. This thing here. We can put together pretty easily. There's nothing hard about that. This little guy, this interesting border here actually is a tiny little image. I'll show you how we can see this. I actually have this little plugin right here. It's called Gallerify. I can click it and it'll sort of swipe all the images off of this page. And here's that image. So what this is a tiny little image. You can open the image in a new tab, and you get this tiny little image. And what they do is they repeat that across the page horizontally. So it's a background image with a repeat there, and then this is just a white background above and a blue background below. And it actually turns out that in the current system, we're missing the setting required to do that just by a little bit. I'll show you what happens. If you go to background here and you select image and you change, I actually tried this, I uploaded the image, and what we've got here is this one is, you gotta get the image the right size. So it's 100% width, that makes this thing blown right up. 100% height, makes it as tall as the whole block. You can repeat this horizontally, so you get the idea here. But the image is too big here. Contain is also too big. Cover blows it all the way up. So we're actually missing a setting here, which is in CSS terminology, it's auto. And so I asked the guys about that in engineering, and actually they real quickly whipped up an additional setting that will allow you to use the auto setting, and that will leave that image as the original size. And it'll say something like original size image or whatever here in the selector. So we'll get that published in the next few days. We've got to send that through our normal release process, but that'll be something that you'll just, like I said, you just drop that image in here, choose to repeat it horizontally, and left center or left bottom or whatever wherever you want to put that thing, and then and then you get the repeat here when you go. You'll get the repeat on that. So you'll repeat that horizontally. Like I said, the best we can do right now is 100% height, which it just isn't what you're looking for. But that'll become soon. Apart from that, we got a little image here and some text. This is pretty simple. So I'll just show you how to make these couple of, this little flag thing up here and this box. The rest of this is really simple. And then the last one was this digital marketer, it looks like, page. Again, pretty simple. This is probably something we can build with blocks that are existing in the system. This is a GIF here. You can see that by opening Image in New tab, and you can see that's a GIF, and that's what I was talking about using with that other page. So we'll just upload that to the page. So I think what I'm going to do is just start over. Actually, I'm going to save this. Testing Lightbox with spent field. Save that sucker. All right. And then I'm going to go back here and create a new landing page. I'm going to start from scratch, and we will go ahead and get started. So let's see, what is the most interesting part of this? I'm going to get some of this other stuff knocked out. Let's do this, not that there. Let's do not that. Let's do, where did our page go? This one. Let's do this little future of internet marketing thing. I'm going to open this image in a new tab, open this image in a new tab, and you'll see that we've got these two images here. So we'll add a block. It's going to be a 3-column block, and we'll drop an image here, and we'll change the image, upload it, copy this URL right here. I could just save it, right-click and save. I'll just show you how to do that too. Save, then go back to here. I can just drag that right onto, just drag that on there. And that was the left one. I'll save the right one. Save image as the right. Go back here, upload the image, drag that on. And another little trick that I will show you here, get rid of those suckers, we're done with that, is this. If you're in Chrome, you can go to Inspect. I need to know what color blue that is. And you can go down here and find a little square of color and double click it, or double click it here. Oh, maybe here. There you go, or single click. And then it gives you this inspector, and you can hover over the page and click on any color, and it gives you the hex color here. And I can copy that and use it in my page. So, so there's that image. I'm going to go into this guy here, make the background of this thing a color, and I'm going to make it a custom color and paste that hex image in there, and that'll be done. And watch what's going to happen now. I'm going to need to, let's see, I'm going to make sure there's no funky spacing in there. There's not. So I'm going to go into this image here and remove the bottom margin, which we'll do that, and then pop it to the right. And there we go. It's starting to look like what we were going for there. And then I'll drop another image here, change the image, use this one here, and again, remove the margin on the bottom, and then align it left, and voila. Then for the headline, let's see, we're gonna have to obviously, I'll show you how to handle this. So what did it say? It said the future of internet marketing. the future of internet marketing. And we'll make that white. And maybe give us some top and bottom margin on that. Okay, very nice. And then we'll want to kind of widen that out a bit. Maybe like that. And yeah, I think, does that pretty much do it? You might, now that I'm thinking about it, might be, yeah, because we got, see this little jog that we've got there? That is going to be challenging to handle the way I've done this with images on top here. So I'm going to actually change this. I'm going to delete that image, delete this one, and you're going to actually see exactly what those other background settings were for. So I'm going to use an image here, change the image. I'm going to use this guy, and then I will use 100% height, and alignment will be center right, and boom, there we go. Now we're gonna, you'll see that, I can go back to the page there, you can see that is lined up just perfectly now, and if I make this bigger, the image will actually get bigger to match, so that's perfect. So that's how we'll handle that. And so I'm going to go in here, do the same thing again with the other image, change that image, use the right one, do 100, center left, and 100% height, and boom, we have our little guy here, and I can, you know, change this however I like. Might make that just a little smaller. Like that. It's kind of nice. There we go. So that is that. Obviously, the rest of this is pretty simple. I mean, this is just a little text area. You got a 3-column block here with these images. And you know, I don't think I'm going to worry about this. It's pretty simple. If you don't know how to do this guy right here, I guess I can show you how to do that. I would add another block here. It would be a 3-column block. I'd drop that image in that block, and then here I would add some text, and I would make it a subheadline, because that's what that is. Dot, dot, dot. And then you just go into icon display, outside left, and you can go down here and search the icons and look for one. And they're different, or you can look for one like that, and you'll find, if you don't see what you like, go to Font Awesome. One. Okay. Google. Looks like one is the best situation here. So something like that. And let's see, if you want to edit that alignment there, you'll do that with line height. So you can just move that up and down, boom. And so you can make all that blue, of course. You can make the font blue here, it's your primary color. And then if you want to make the icon blue also, you do it like that. And you'll notice that a good way to handle this is to make your primary color that original, the color that we selected before. I just pasted that hex value in there again and saved it, so now that matches real nice. Yeah, so there we go. And then of course, if you want to put text in there below it, you can do that. And just grab this and shrink it down a little bit, move it over, you know, however you want to line it up is fine. Maybe something like that. And okay, so that's how you would do that. Obviously the image there will, you know, just be, you can save images. This is kind of interesting. You guys may not know this works. Future image. If I save this sucker, if I can actually kill that image and drag this right from here, drag this sucker right onto my page. I don't even need to go to the image editor. and it'll upload that and plop it right in there. Kind of a quick little trick that's cool. And let's see. Then we wanted to look at this thing over here. So this looks to me, let's see, what is the best way to handle this? I would probably, I think the easiest way to handle this would be, let me think about this real quick here. This would be probably the easiest way to handle this, and probably the most kind of like nicely responsive way, would be to just give up this dark blue background on this section here, and do that a little differently. Just make this border around the whole cell. So I would do something like border and solid and primary colored and 3 or 4 pixels. Give that some radius, and call that solid right there. And then you just drop your text in here. So let's see, subheadline, and then what else we got there? First name, email, and send it to me. So that is a form field. Drop that in there. Okay. And we want to change the style of that field. So how do we do that? It's just a big white block with a pre-fill there. So we'll go style, maybe like that. And then go back to settings, take the label out and put it in placeholder text. We'll need to go back to style and change we need to edit this style and change the placeholder text color, which is actually a new feature that we added recently, so you can edit that. And let's see, we want to make the padding, make that a little, well, not on the label, we want to make it on the input. The padding top and bottom a little bigger maybe, because that was a big old field. And good, I feel like that looks pretty good. I'll want to just pull that in, and then, whoops, center it like that. Yeah, I didn't put the background on this block here, so colored background, we'll make it the complementary color. That looks a little weird. Need to get that fixed. So we'll just, in the meantime, edit. Uh-oh, that is a little odd. We need to fix that little white space that's in there. For sure, something odd is going on there. But I'll go in here and make a kind of a nice light complementary color like that, maybe lighter even. Maybe lighter even still, there we go. Save, and yeah, feel good about this. Bold that up, maybe make that the primary color. And now I copy this guy. It's a good idea to let's see. Good idea to create one field first and get it all styled up, because then you will, next time you add a field to the page, it will copy the style of the field, so you don't have to do the style again. So I'll just cut that, paste it, and you'll see that it's the right color, it's the right padding. All that stuff is already set up for me because I did it the first time. And then I need a submit button. You guys remember the submit buttons and buttons are two different things. One is for a form, submits to our servers. The other one does not. Just is a link, a link to something. Okay. So there's that. And what is it? It's like send it to me, and it's bright yellow, very nice, orangey yellow. So we'll click on that and say, send it to me. Send it to me. I just put that in the wrong field, so I'll cut that out of there and put it there. And then we'll go to the style and edit this button. Custom orange color, like that, I guess. Done. And of course, we'll want to make sure we go to our form settings down here and decide where the thank you page is going to be. You know, use another landing page or whatever you want to do on that. You can just use the default if you like, but that's where you set that. And then, yeah, add this other stuff, 100% privacy guaranteed. It's just some text. And you can center that. And then this other business here, downloaded 1,300 times and counting. I would probably call that a subheadline 2, or maybe make it a subheadline 2, center it, primary it, and yeah, so you can see we're getting pretty close to this page here. Now we don't have we have a strike through, I think, I believe. Do we have strike through? Let's see if I wanted to do that. What I do here is make a new row and then some new columns, and I'd add some text here to plop that down here. Yeah, we do have strike through, but what we don't have is the ability to make that strike through red. You know, to have the color be red like that. So what I would probably do is, if I really was committed to having it look just like that, is I would probably just copy that as an image and save it. Save. And then upload that thing to our page. So get rid of that, drop an image on there, change it, and upload that image, which is right there, and insert it, and boom. You know, something like that would be how I would handle that situation. You can obviously put that inside here as well. Probably be a better way to go. Now, you can see here that I got different colors here. So again, this is a good use of the inspect tool, because I have the wrong background image. So if I just click on this sucker, click there, and then select that, copy the hex, oops, get the whole thing, copy the hex code, and then come back in here and make my complementary the correct background. And now you see that it's updated the background here, and now I don't have that that mismatch. Cool. I think that we're getting pretty close to what we're going for here. I screwed up this page because by messing with the inspect here, so I'm gonna have to reload it to get the text back the right color. There we go. You know, this is just very simple, this text here. So I'm not gonna even bother with that. But there you go. That's pretty much how I would make that page. And you know, Frank's old page. And there we go. If you want that, I probably won't put this as a template in the marketplace, but maybe I'll post it as a link in the in this template Tuesday, so you can use this if you like. I don't think this is worth putting in the marketplace. It's not a very pretty page, but I'll do something like that. Get Frank's images off here, of course. And now let's take a look at this sucker. I'm going to go back and create a new landing page. We'll start from scratch again. And you know, I think this is a good opportunity to show you some of the blocks that we already have in the system. I think there's a bunch of these that are in here. So let's just show you how I would build this page. So let's see, let's go in here and find a header. And let's see, this one looks about like what we were going for there. So they've got the logo. I just take these suckers out of there because that doesn't exist on the page. And then this is another little logo over here. So I just get rid of that, drop the image in here, change it. And what do I do? Just for a little, maybe a little box. And then take that image, oops, grab the little corner here, make that real small. And I also want to remove the bottom margin there. So yeah, that's going to be the top block. Very, very simple. We'll add another block here. And let's see, images block. It's just basically a headline with a big old image. I mean, it almost is not worth using trying to find a template block because it's so simple here. It's literally a headline, a subheadline, and an image. I'm not going to drag it on here. Instead, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag this page back over here. I'm going to right-click this, save image as, save. That's dropping down in here. I just grab that sucker and drop it onto the page. And boom, there we go. Now we have this gray background. So we'll go into here, select the background, select the color, and I'll make it the complementary color for this page. Done, and then I'll go ahead and change my complementary color. You don't have to do it that way. You can use a custom color, but it's best to use this palette because then if you want to make changes later, you can do it all at once throughout the page. So definitely a good idea to use this palette. And then, yeah, this is, white for this text and white for this text. And they got a little space here. So I can just grab this and move it down. Oops, what just happened there? Okay, so that looks a lot like the situation. Now we've got this 3-column image and text situation. So, oh, incidentally, they've obviously got this thing, it's like a link. And what does the link do? It opens this Ontraform. This would be an Ontraform. And so, this is just an image here. And then, very, very simple Ontraform. That you can look at how we did that in the, how to manage Ontraforms at the beginning of this video. What you can do in here is when you click on this, you go select link URL and select Ontraform Lightbox, and then 50% for best customers, and you'll see that when we click on this sucker, it will presumably open that up. What just happened there? Preview, and there we go. So we got that light box there opening up. So that is how you do that. That little light box there. And what else we got here? Oh yeah, the 3-column thing. So let's see if there's a block that looks like that in here. So we're going to add another block. Let's call that probably, I bet that is, what is that? It's going to be product details. Yeah. So here we got some 3-column options. A few different 3-column options. Maybe we have, no, let's see. These are kind of nice. I like these better than the ones that that are on that page. I like those a lot better. You don't have to use these, but yeah, let's do that. Let's use this block. It's such a nice block. And so what we want to do here is, because it's 3 columns, not 4, so we're going to go into the layout mode here and just delete the whole column. And now we'll want to make these equivalent sized. This is a 12 column grid, so you need to have a number of columns that's divisible by 12. Both 4 columns and 3 columns works. 2 columns, obviously. 5 columns is hard to make that, that even. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, so that's that. And then let's see, what do we got? We've got these little tiny images. Save image as, like that. Change the image, upload, drop that sucker on there, and insert it. And then just for quickness, I will copy that, drag it over, and copy it, and drag it over. And now we have something that looks pretty cool. Another thing too, if you want to squish this in a little bit, is you can add, well, let's see. No, what I would do is add some padding here to both sides of this thing, because again, you can't add columns, but you can add some left and right padding to the whole block, which will squish these suckers in a bit. That's nice. And let's see, going back to the page, you can obviously reorder these things, and this is a divider that so if you want to make it exactly the way that it was, you drop that up on top, drop that up on top, and then maybe drag that up on top, and call that dark, the launch list, whatever that said. Yeah, so that's pretty much how to handle that situation. Obviously, you can drag this stuff around and make it just perfect. What else? If you want to not have it be like these little cards, you just take the drop shadow off of this thing. That's what that is there. So you go none, and that'll become flat. Now you can see it's not standing up off the page. Obviously, this block has a white background, so you could do that as well. Also, I noticed that this block has a headline. So what I would do here is I'd add a row and just add the headline across the top there. You can obviously change the size of that and the text there. If you want to add the space in here, just add a little bottom padding, and you got that space down there. Okay, looking pretty good. Again, just cruising down here. This is all very simple. This is a 2-column block with a row on top of it, and then 2 columns, a single column here, and then 2 columns. So this page would look like, this next block rather, would look like something like this. And then I would just delete one of these rows, boop, and there we go. So I'd copy that sucker, move them on down like that, drop my headline in there, and then what was on the right again? Just this text. So subheadline, text. Subheadlines we center by default, but you don't need to. Move that down a little bit, and there you go. You pretty much have that block. Very easy. Oh, there's a little divider in there, so we'll just drop that divider in here, shrink it down, and then if we want to change the color, but we just change the style. Make it the primary color for our purposes here. And yeah, and then another very simple little form here, 3 fields and a button. I'm not even going to bother with this. I think you guys get the idea. We'll finish this up. Ryan's landing page. So I basically this is all pretty basic stuff. Hopefully you will kind of get the idea from just watching me use this thing, how to make pages quickly and easily. There's really nothing different about a page like this. You've got a form. There's settings for the hover border. There's settings for the radius on this sucker. Like I said, this would be a giant GIF. And so that would be one image, a purple background. This is all just the same, you know, one row here, 2 rows there, a couple of GIFs, you know, big image here. You can see that by dragging it, that is an image. Just big text is all we got here. This is an image that you could drop onto the page. Again, images. You know, this is actually a very, very simple page. If you want to have this header here stuck to the top, you can do that. You can make that header, and then you make it a sticky block and just turn that on. And then when you preview it, you'll notice that that sucker stays on the top of your page like that. So you know, might want to make it a little skinnier by removing that padding or whatever, maybe just a little bit. Preview that sucker, and now you have that header that sticks to the top of the page. So I think that's about the size of it. Hopefully this is helpful. We will drop this video into the Template Tuesday, whatever it is, the unit in Facebook, and we'll pop the links to these templates into the comment section so you can have these. I'm not going to put these in the marketplace because they're I don't think that they're worth having in the marketplace, but we'll get them to you anyway. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.